Hello, Beyond Gravity's team. This is my demo for the earthquake monitoring system use case. So it's live right here. You can log in right like this. When you're redirected back to the service, there's a small flick. Okay, I know it's suboptimal, but bear with me. This was crunched in a bit of a short amount of time. Let me pull this here. So when you log in, you have a nice little sidebar with one page. You can switch between dark mode and light mode, just a small little feature. The earthquakes that are displayed here are the ones that we already have in our database, okay? So currently we have 199. They're all paginated, so pull this here, sorry. They're all paginated, you can go alongside pages, and you can apply filters. So the API allows for filtering all of the fields of an earthquake, which are much more than this. I exposed this just for illustration purposes. So Indonesia, I have Indonesia, like Hawaii, and you can also like filter by magnitude or sort by magnitude. And you notice that pagination still works. I just realized that these filtering clauses and these sorts should be like query params, ideally, okay? They're not. I know it's a sub-optimization, but bear with me. And you'll also note that you have these fields, like CIM image available. So essentially, I went a bit above and beyond, and for each earthquake that we're ingesting from USGS, which you can like see the original earthquake data if you click the title, or you can click the row, double click actually, I think, and you can see all of the fields that we're ingesting. And one of the things that I did that wasn't specified is there's a little JSON payload link here, and sometimes this links to an image just like this, okay, which is a bit small, I know, another suboptimal things, bear with me, with a map of the earthquake. And so I ingested the link to this image as well for illustration purposes, and you can transform it to 3D, which I'll do in a second. But essentially, this field right here will tell you whether this earthquake has that image or not. If it doesn't, it will display something like this. Okay, so let's open one that has an image and consider how this image looks. It's like a little star, 3 little islands, a bit more, but 3 main ones. I'll transform it to 3D. And it's done live. Essentially, the color is used as a third dimension. And here we have the 3 main islands, the smaller islands, the star indicating the earthquake. And yeah, again, only for illustration purposes, but at least it's like different from earthquake, so a real use case. And again, like all the fields here. Okay, and besides this, notice that we have currently in our database 199 earthquakes. My extra feature is that you can pull more. So let's do. Let's use the time picker if we have it, right? Let's pull some data, some more data. I'll use a small window. There's a few considerations here. So like looking for the images takes a bit longer than just ingesting whatever earthquakes we find and not looking for the images. So bear that in mind. We can also filter by magnitude size, and then you can just like pull data. And this should ingest. There's a small bug here about like overlapping periods that I'm aware of. Again, bear with me. But now we have 100 more entries. And yeah, you can play around. Again, there's a small bug, but like just pick a really old period and you should be fine. Or play around. Like I'm sure this will work under most scenarios. So the demo for the live web app is done. I want to show you something else, which is if you're curious about the API itself, you can just open it here and open the docs. Oops. Nope. Oh, okay. Right, this is automatically generated. These are all the endpoints that the API makes available. You could try them out if you had like like an authorization token, I think. This is probably returning, yeah, for yeah, missing token, you see. I know in theory you could like test it out here. In practice, it's a bit harder, and I'll show you like a better way to do it. But yeah, if you want to know endpoints that are available, the models that they return, for example, here, you'll know like what makes up an earthquake. All of these fields make up an earthquake, so on and so forth. Like these are bound to Python's PyIdenti classes. So yeah, these are always up to date, automatically generated. Really love this. Okay, if like besides the documentation, I also made available a little. This is all in the repo. Like there's documentation for all of this. A little Insomnia collection. Insomnia is essentially like Postman. So with all of the requests for you to interact with the API, for example, listing, you have here examples of how to use all of the filters, the sorts. You have environments to use either locally, pointing to like the local path or the production path. Again, you'll need a token that you can get with a make command. I also like illustrated that. You'll need the user ID, which I'll also send in the, which is in the environment file that I'm sending for the API. Very cool, very cool. The CLI, exemplifying the CLI. So let's move this here. So where am I? I'm in the root of the project. And I'm gonna do docker compose up, and I'm gonna send it to the background. All right, and this was all cached, so it's pretty easy. But if you do it on your side, this will take a bit of time. The CLI, yes. Okay, so imagine that I knew nothing about this. I can just use the help command. The CLI, it exposes most of the earthquake functionality that the API exposes. I think all of it actually. So you can ingest earthquakes from USGS. You can transform an image just like the specification, like your specification requested. You can list earthquakes, or you can get the parameters of one earthquake. So if you have more doubts about this, you can just do the command and the help. And so, for example, for ingesting more, I'll need the start date and the end date. Should we try this out? Let's try this out. Live demo works. Yes. Okay, cool. Now let's list them, right? All right, and I'm showing 20 at a time. If you want to continue this, I made like a pagination for the CLI. And it works. And if you want one of them, get earthquake. Again, if you didn't know how to use it, you just like help, and you need the earthquake ID. So we'll do this, and you have all the data for the earthquake. And I think this is pretty much it. Thank you for your consideration. Have fun playing around with it. See ya.